Alright, welcome to a special Robot Adventures talks about something Canva. It's the premium, but it's not really that. It's social. As you can tell by the title, I'm talking about I haven't been to Sapporo. 5%. Yeah, for those of you who don't know Doctor Who, it is a TV show, a really old TV show. It's going on its 50th, 50th year. Yeah, it's pretty old. And it's, BBC England. Yeah, it's a sci-fi show. It's about a dude. Some dude from another planet is flying around in his TARDIS, and he's helping people. Flying around through space and time. Time traveling show. Dude has a screwdriver made of sonic powers. And it's entertaining. It's entertainment. So it's good. I like it. I like sci-fi. I like robots and science fiction and like me up some Star Trekkies and all that other good stuff. Smeg and Fools and Horses and all that other good stuff. As you can tell, I am, of course, British. My accent is from eastern, southern, upper Underbridge Shire. Hobbit. Wood. And Sun. That's where I'm from. I've seen all of the 2005 series and a lot of the other series. I like it. It's fun. Some of the older stuff is really campy and cheesy. And some of the interviews with some of the other doctors, the techno babble. Reverse the polarity. Oh, that's great. I'm going to reverse the polarity on everything. So, yeah, the season finale, season 7, the name of it was, the doctor's name. It is Doctor Who, and a long-running gag question is, what's the doctor's real name? Is Doctor Who? Doctor Who? No. Okay, so, yeah, I'm gonna get into it as much as I can. I'm not a super fan boy, so I can't get too into it, but yeah, I like the show. I saw the show this morning, Sunday morning. It aired last night or yesterday, Saturday, and I'm here in Tokyo, Japan, in the future. And after I saw the episode, I wanted to find out more about what was going to go on. I even though, of course, I am from England, Upper Western Shire, Underhill in the bush, in the night and the days. Um, I didn't know how the marketing was going for the next season, and I wanted to find out, as much as I could about what was going on because I hate waiting for the show. I just watched it all at one time. Um, Back to back to back to back. So I did something that I don't like to do, which is I went to some forums and did a search for it, and then I found where all the real super fans are, and I try to avoid those people as much as I can. It doesn't matter if it's a TV show or a comic book or a movie or anything. If you go to forums, you're gonna find some crazy people. I was like, oh, you can't do that because in the fifth episode in 1987, the Doctor specifically had a blue cap on, which means that he's in alliance with something. And in the then time travel, the Scooby Doo came out, and then the Pikachu, and then so they're friends. So obviously, what you just said was so stupid. Yeah, so I'm not that level. I don't know all about that. Just Googling it, like I Googled the 12th Doctor, and then a lot of the results were like 9.5, and looking into that, I was like, oh, really what happened was that he didn't really regenerate fully, and the 7th Doctor is actually the 5th Doctor, and the blah blah. And I'm like, dude, okay, whatever, it doesn't really matter. It matters because so Megatron was actually holding Starscream's gun, and then it looked like Unicron was actually smaller in scale than Cyclonus, and so that means that Primus is his older brother, and John F. Kennedy was a space alien. Obviously. I thought it was kind of funny that, I understand that the number of regions of the Doctor kind of lends itself to the suspense. Is if the Doctor dies this time, is it going to be the last time he's going to die and he won't be able to regen and stuff like that? So, it adds to the story, but this is a time-traveling show with aliens and stuff. I think the writers can just make up whatever the hell they want. And, yeah. And then in pops in Q. And Captain Picard and Janeway and the zany temporal mechanics class of the Starfleet, which they failed over and over, and ha 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 ha. Yeah, so it's kind of silly. The Time Lord has to use the 12-hour clock, which was made by Egyptians on Earth on a little tiny, planet. Oh, that's 12 on Earth, so we'll only regen 12 times, or something. Or, yeah, I think they can manipulate the regen juice, and just give them more juice, and then there you solve that problem. But there's so many inconsistencies. I think that it doesn't really matter that much. As long as you have a fun adventure and stuff like, oh, that was nice. As long as it makes a little bit of sense, then I think people will like it. For the super fans of Transformers, Michael Bay is an idiot, and I think for even if you're not a Transformers fan, if you try to follow the plot of the story of Transformers, you're gonna facepalm and go, "What the fuck was that?" And yeah, so just keep it somewhat plausible, maybe, and then I think people will be good. But yeah, I like Doctor Who, and I recommend it. Red Dwarf and some of the other shows out of England. But three things stick out of that last episode for me. So yeah, of course. Spoilers. They try to tie up some of the story arcs. The Impossible Girl. So I guess the first thing, well, let's take it chronologically, I guess, as much as we can in a time story thing with the time traveling. So River Song was psychically connected to Claire Oswald, and so she said the name of the Doctor to open up the TARDIS. So the TARDIS recognized her existence, even though she was some kind of echo. And I don't think that's too strange of a thing, since I think River Song was conceived using some of the TARDIS juice. So when the pawns were hanging out in the TARDIS, and then they made little River Song using TARDIS juice. So I think that's, I think the writers should maybe give her a lot more powers and stuff like that. Maybe in the next season. One thing, I like the show, but it's always like, oh, and the Doctor's here, and now everything is going to be okay. I'd like to see an episode where, oh man, Doctor, you're pretty much a dumbass on that. Good thing we were here to save you from being a dumbass. I think that would be more interesting sometimes. So yeah, I hope they do more with River Song, and of course she says spoilers, and then she disappears. But yeah, it'd be kind of interesting to see what happens with her. I'd like to see the wedding, and yeah, try to clean up some more of the loose ends. But also another thing, when Oswin, Claire, jumped into the Doctor's time stream, she could only see 11 Doctors, and she didn't recognize the last person that she saw because she's like, who the hell is that dude? And I think a simple way of explaining that would be that she could only see from the point she entered the Doctor's time stream back into the Doctor's past. She couldn't see the Doctor's future, and of course that guy is the Doctor's future. So yeah, that's how that or could that guy be the Doctor's distant past before he became the Doctor? So, that might be another way of seeing it. And the Doctor's making up for fucking up. Conspiracies here. So, the whole thing with the Doctor's name, of course, was he took the name the Doctor like a professional wrestler does. So, while he's the Doctor, he's doing all the Doctor stuff, right? And later he'll be called something else, or in the future he'll be called something else. The salad tosser, the dry humper, a lot of other names that they call him. So when he's those other people, he's not doing stuff as the Doctor. So that was his big secret, right? At a point in his life, the Doctor wasn't a good guy, or he wasn't the Doctor. So okay, that's pretty straightforward. I don't think that's confusing, but yeah, I'd like to see how they work that into the story. I'd like to see something to do with the hierarchy of the Time Lords. You know, how is the government structured? Who controls what? And maybe more dimensional differences, where in this dimension the Time Lords never died, and this dimension, and I'd like to see more competition, more comparisons to how powerful is the Doctor actually, and do we have to keep killing the Cybermen and the Daleks and the whatever, the Leprechauns and the yeah, I'd like to see some more comparisons with other beings, other entities. Yeah, maybe make it a little bit more interesting, because usually it's just like, oh, and the Doctor saves the day in the end, and just does a like, oh, I'm gonna slap myself in the face, ha ha ha, and I wear a bow tie and crumpets and confabulations, and you're just making up words, Reuven. Yes, I am. Okay. But yeah, I'm kind of interested in. Well, of course, I'm interested in season 8. Since that the last Doctor was his John Hurt, I think that's what his name was. Since it looks like he's going to be a future Doctor. I don't know why they have. Maybe there are a couple more Doctors regions between Matt Smith and the John Hurts guy. Put in 5 more regions. I really doubt that the BBC or whoever owns the rights to Doctor Who is going to kill their cash cow by saying, "Oh, and this is the last Doctor. This is the last." They're gonna. It's been 50 years. I think they can keep this thing going. So, and if they introduce more Doctors, and they can just have spin-off on spin-off, and just keep it rolling. But yeah, it's something. It's a nice story. It's a story, and if it makes a little bit of sense, then it's okay. If it doesn't make any sense, or if it completely contradicts itself, then it's kind of crappy writing. But it's a nice time, right? I always like how the complainers are like, don't do it the way you want to do it. Do it the way I want you to do it. It's like, people don't work for you, complainer person. They do it the way they want to do it, and if you don't like it that way, then you go take yourself a Gundam and a Transformer and a Street Fighter character and put them all in the same thing, because you can do it that way if you want. If you don't like that show, just go off, do something else. Do what I say! You suck! If you don't do it the way I want you to do it, you're a piece of crap. So, yeah. I'm thinking season 8 is going to be interesting. I hope they have more competition, more aliens, different, maybe new writers. it's kind, it's kind of. I hope there are fewer kids in the in the show. Kids just make everything annoying. Hey kid, don't go over there because you might die. What? You're not my mom. And they go over there. Oh shit, I'm gonna die. Yeah, 'cause you're a dumbass kid. Yeah. And then you're just like, oh, why do they have kids? The kids like the show, but so you gotta throw a carrot out to the kids there. But all right, guys, leave your comments on Doctor Who. What do you think about it? If you're a super fan and you're like, well, obviously season 7 is 8, 9.5 doctors, and the regen juice is full of capacity. I'll just go, okay, whatever. As far as Transformers go, I think at the end of this month there are going to be a few new releases. Might pick up some of those guys. But yeah, try to check out Doctor Who. It's really old. They got a lot of episodes. It's kind of fun. So, all right, guys. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye.